Hey, what's going on, everybody? I was just thinking about a movie, White Men Can't Jump, with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes, and not one of my favorite movies, but there's a tagline in there where Wesley Snipes is talking to Woody Harrelson, and they're talking about music, and I'm paraphrasing, but he essentially says, you listen to Hendrix, but you can't hear Hendrix. And a Master Chief mentor of mine told me the same thing. He said the loudest people, the craziest people are usually the ones that people listen to, but rarely hear. And I think it's important in today's climate of politics and social media. You know, I will admit I have talked about Candace and Tucker and Ben Shapiro and the Charlie Kirk drama and Erica Kirk drama and Macron and France and all of this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just simply look up Candace and Jews. You'll figure it out. But the one thing that I realized is that at 51 years old, I still have to get my information from somewhere. And where I would rely on it and go to for the most consistent information is no longer there. In fact, when I watch Megyn Kelly or Tucker or Candace, I don't hear anything about geopolitics. I don't hear anything about our government or military institutions or the economy. All I hear about is who knew Charlie Kirk better? Who's more trustworthy and who should give me their clicks because I have a video or a text that nobody saw and shouldn't see because it was private, but I'm going to go ahead and release it so I get more internet clout. None of these things interest me. And I'm honestly bored. I want to hear about policy. I want to know what's going to happen to housing prices. I want to know where my kid's going to live. Because if you haven't seen the recent statistics, a person can get into a house at 30 or 20 or 40. That's fine. But they're saying that people can't afford the houses they live in on average in the United States until they're 61 years old. That is absolutely incredible. And when I look at my own home, I realize this is true. I'm 51. And in 10 years, I don't know if it's going to get any better. I want to know that geopolitics, that the world is going to be stabilized. I want to know that the border is going to be secure. I want to not live in fear that my entire state went blue in the recent election. What's going to happen next? None of these other things interest me. In fact, I realize that they may be the loudest, they may be talking the most, but maybe I shouldn't listen to them. Maybe I should be finding my sources from other places. So, today, I just looked up property values, housing prices, and Ron DeSantis came up, a person who has implemented amazing policies in Florida, and I'm honestly considering to move there. And this clip I can get behind. This is the conversation that needs to take place. And maybe 50-year loans and 15-year car loans are not the answer, but at least Donald Trump is trying. At least we're making an attempt. We're not just screaming the loudest and being crazy with our plans and knowing that they'll fail. Listen to this from Ron DeSantis. Tell me what you think. This is something I can get behind.
From the property tax situation. It's very important given how that's pinched so many homeowners, particularly our senior citizens who have their homes paid off and they bought it 30 years ago for a certain amount. Now they're being told it's worth so much more and they have to pony up more and more money. It's almost like they have to pay rent to the government just to be able to enjoy their property. And that's wrong. And we need to do something about it.
Drop it hard.